Did you know that relationships between older women and younger men have increased by over 40% in the last decade? But here's what's really fascinating: it's not just about physical attraction or societal changes. There's actual science behind why these relationships often create some of the deepest, most fulfilling connections possible. I'm here to share 5 psychological secrets that explain why younger men are increasingly drawn to older women and why these relationships often result in profound, lasting love. These aren't just theories or stereotypes, they're backed by relationship psychology, evolutionary biology, and decades of research into human attraction and bonding. Throughout this video, we'll explore the fascinating interplay between emotional maturity, life experience, and authentic connection. We'll look at real psychological principles that govern attraction and dive deep into what makes these relationships not just work, but thrive. Whether you're in an age-gap relationship yourself, curious about the psychology of attraction, or simply want to understand what creates truly deep connections between people, this video will give you insights that go far beyond surface-level explanations. So let's dive into the first psychological secret that makes older women irresistibly attractive to younger men. Number 1. Emotional intelligence and maturity. First, and perhaps most powerful way older women create deep connections with younger men is through their advanced emotional intelligence and maturity. This isn't just about being older, it's about the emotional skills that typically develop through years of life experience, relationships, and personal growth. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence encompasses 4 key areas: self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. Research by psychologist Daniel Goleman shows that emotional intelligence is actually a better predictor of relationship success than IQ, physical attraction, or even shared interests. Older women have typically had more opportunities to develop these skills. They've navigated various relationships, faced challenges, experienced loss and growth, and learned to understand both their own emotions and those of others with remarkable depth. The attraction of emotional stability for younger men, especially those in their 20s and early 30s, encountering someone with this level of emotional sophistication can be incredibly attractive. While their peers might still be figuring out how to communicate their needs or handle conflict, an older woman often brings a level of emotional stability and clarity that feels both refreshing and deeply attractive. This manifests in several ways. First, older women are typically better at direct, honest communication. Instead of playing games or expecting their partner to read their minds, they can articulate their feelings, needs, and boundaries clearly. This creates a sense of safety and security that many younger men find irresistible. Second, they're usually better at conflict resolution. They've learned that disagreements don't have to mean the end of a relationship, and they have the skills to navigate difficult conversations with grace and maturity. For a younger man who might be used to relationships that end over small misunderstandings, this level of emotional sophistication can feel revolutionary. The mentorship dynamic: there's also a mentorship aspect that shouldn't be overlooked. Younger men often find themselves learning from older women not in a condescending way, but through example and gentle guidance. This creates a dynamic where the younger man feels both supported and challenged to grow, which can be incredibly bonding. The older woman isn't trying to change her younger partner, but her example of emotional maturity often inspires growth. She might model how to handle stress, how to communicate during difficult times, or how to maintain perspective during challenges. This teaching through example creates deep respect and admiration. Research backing studies from the Journal of Marriage and Family show that relationships where one partner has significantly higher emotional intelligence tend to be more stable and satisfying for both partners. The partner with lower emotional intelligence often experiences rapid growth in this area when in a relationship with someone more emotionally mature. This creates a positive feedback loop. The younger man grows emotionally, which makes him more attractive to his older partner, which strengthens their bond, which creates even more opportunities for growth and connection. Number 2. Confidence and self-assurance. A second psychological secret lies in the profound confidence and self-assurance that many older women possess. This isn't arrogance or pretense, it's the genuine self-knowledge and comfort with themselves that comes from years of life experience, personal growth, and self-discovery. The development of true confidence is very different from The bravado or insecurity masked has confidence that we often see in younger people. Older women have typically had time to discover who they are, what they value, and what they bring to relationships. They've made mistakes, learned from them, and developed a realistic but positive sense of their own worth. This confidence shows up in multiple ways. They're comfortable with their bodies, having moved beyond the intense self-consciousness that often characterizes younger years. They know their preferences and aren't afraid to express them. They don't need constant validation or reassurance because they've developed an internal sense of worth. The magnetic quality of self-assurance confidence is universally attractive, but there's something particularly magnetic about the self-assurance of an older woman. It's not the sometimes desperate or performative confidence of youth, but the quiet, steady confidence that comes from truly knowing oneself. For younger men, this can be incredibly attractive because it represents something they're still working toward. Many men in their 20s and 30s are still figuring out who they are, what they want, and how to present themselves to the world. Being with someone who has already done this work can be both inspiring and deeply attractive. This confidence also creates a sense of security in the relationship. The younger man doesn't have to worry about his older partner's self-esteem issues or need for constant validation. Instead, he's with someone who knows her worth and brings that stability to the relationship. Decision-making and leadership. Confident older women are also typically better at decision-making. They've had practice making important life decisions. They understand the consequences of choices, and they're not paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes. This decisiveness can be very attractive to younger men who might still be struggling with major life decisions. There's often a natural leadership quality that emerges from this confidence. Not domineering leadership, but the kind of quiet leadership that comes from experience and self-assurance. This can create a dynamic where the younger man feels guided and supported without feeling diminished. The comfort with authenticity. First, most importantly, this confidence allows older women to be authentically themselves in relationships. They're past the age where they feel they need to pretend to be someone they're not to attract a partner. This authenticity is incredibly refreshing and attractive. When someone is genuinely comfortable with themselves, it gives others permission to be authentic too. This creates relationships based on real connection rather than performance or pretense. For younger men who might be tired of dating games or superficial connections, this authenticity can feel like coming home. Number 3. Life experience and wisdom. Third way older women create deep connections with younger men is through their rich life experience and the wisdom that comes from it. This isn't about being lecturing or condescending, it's about the depth of perspective and understanding that comes from having lived through various phases of life. The breadth of experience. Older women have typically experienced more of life's ups and downs. They've likely navigated career changes, relationship endings, family challenges, health scares, financial difficulties, and personal triumphs. This breadth of experience creates a depth of character that can be incredibly attractive. This experience translates into practical wisdom about how to handle life's challenges. They've learned that most problems are temporary, that difficulties can be overcome, and that setbacks often lead to unexpected opportunities. This perspective can be incredibly comforting and attractive to younger men who might be facing these challenges for the first time. Emotional perspective and resilience. Life experience also creates emotional resilience. Older women have typically learned not to sweat the small stuff, to pick their battles, and to maintain perspective during difficult times. They understand that relationships require work and that love isn't just a feeling, it's a choice and a commitment. This emotional resilience is attractive because it creates stability in the relationship. When challenges arise, the older woman is less likely to panic or catastrophize. Instead, she can provide steady, calm support while helping her younger partner navigate difficulties. Cultural and historical perspective. Older women also bring cultural and historical perspectives that can be fascinating to younger men. They've lived through different eras, witnessed social changes, and experienced cultural shifts firsthand. This can create rich conversations and shared learning experiences that deepen the connection between partners. There's something attractive about being with someone who can provide context for current events, who understands how things have changed over time, and who can share stories and insights from different periods of their life. This creates a sense that the relationship is not just romantic but also intellectually stimulating and growth-oriented. Mentorship without condescension. Wisdom that comes from experience allows older women to provide guidance and support without being condescending. They can share insights and advice while still respecting their younger partner's autonomy and decision-making ability. This creates a dynamic where learning and growth happen naturally within the relationship. This mentorship aspect shouldn't be underestimated. Many younger men are hungry for guidance and wisdom, especially from someone they respect and love. Being able to learn from a partner while maintaining an equal, romantic relationship can be incredibly fulfilling. Understanding of relationship dynamics. Perhaps most importantly, older women typically understand relationship dynamics better. They've learned what works and what doesn't in relationships. They understand the importance of communication, compromise, and commitment. They know how to maintain independence within a partnership and how to balance personal growth with relationship growth. This understanding helps create healthier, more functional relationships. The younger man benefits from being with someone who has learned these lessons, while the older woman gets to apply her relationship wisdom in a fresh, energetic partnership. Number 4. Independence and stability. Fourth psychological secret involves the independence and stability that older women typically possess. This independence is incredibly attractive because it represents freedom from neediness and the ability to contribute to a relationship from a place of strength rather than lack. Financial and career stability. Many older women have achieved a level of financial and career stability that can be very attractive. They're not looking for someone to take care of them financially. Instead, they can contribute to a relationship from a position of strength. This creates a partnership dynamic rather than a dependency dynamic. This financial independence also means that the relationship is based on choice rather than necessity. The older woman is with her younger partner because she wants to be, not because she needs to be. This knowledge can be incredibly attractive and reassuring to younger men. Career stability also often comes with professional confidence and achievement. Older women have typically had time to establish themselves in their careers, develop expertise, and achieve professional goals. This success and competence can be very attractive qualities. Emotional independence. Even more important than financial independence is emotional independence. Older women have typically learned to be happy and fulfilled on their own. They don't need a relationship to complete them. Instead, they want a relationship to enhance their already fulfilling life. This emotional independence means they're not clingy or needy. They have their own interests, friendships, and goals. They don't expect their partner to be their entire social world or to meet all their emotional needs. This creates space for both partners to maintain their individual identities while building something together. The attraction of self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency is incredibly attractive because it represents strength and capability. Younger men are often drawn to older women who can handle their own problems, make their own decisions, and take care of themselves. It's the opposite of the damsel in distress dynamic and instead represents a strong, capable partner. This self-sufficiency also means that when the older woman does choose to depend on her younger partner or ask for help, it's meaningful. It's not coming from a place of inability but from a place of choice and trust. This can make the younger man feel valued and important without feeling burdened. Life structure and organization. Older women have typically developed good life management skills. They know how to organize their time, manage their responsibilities, and create structure in their lives. This can be very attractive to younger men who might still be figuring out how to balance work, relationships, and personal growth. This organization and structure can also benefit the relationship. The older woman can often help create stability and routine that benefits both partners. She might be better at planning, organizing social activities, or managing household responsibilities. The balance of independence and intimacy. Perhaps most importantly, older women have often learned how to balance independence with intimacy. They understand that healthy relationships require both togetherness and separateness. They can be deeply connected to their partner while maintaining their own identity and interests. This balance creates relationships that feel secure but not suffocating. The younger man gets the benefit of deep connection and intimacy while also having space to grow and maintain his own identity. This balance is often something that takes time to learn, and being with someone who has already mastered it can be incredibly attractive. Number 5. Authentic communication. Fifth and final way older women create deep connections with younger men is through their authentic, Direct communication style. This represents a departure from the often indirect, game-playing communication that characterizes many younger relationships. Direct, honest communication. Older women have typically moved beyond the indirect communication patterns that often characterize younger relationships. They're more likely to say what they mean, express their needs directly, and have honest conversations about difficult topics. This directness can be incredibly refreshing for younger men. This direct communication style eliminates much of the guesswork and mind-reading that can plague younger relationships. Instead of wondering what their partner really means or trying to decode mixed messages, younger men in relationships with older women often experience the relief of clear, honest communication. Emotional vulnerability and openness. Authentic communication also involves emotional vulnerability and openness. Older women have typically learned that real intimacy requires emotional honesty. They're more likely to share their feelings, admit their fears, and be vulnerable with their partners. This emotional openness creates deeper intimacy and connection. When someone is willing to be genuinely vulnerable, it invites the same response from their partner. This creates relationships that go beyond surface-level attraction to deep emotional and psychological connection. The ability to handle difficult conversations. Older women are typically better at handling difficult conversations. They've learned that avoiding problems doesn't make them go away, and they're more willing to address issues directly. They can have conversations about relationship problems, future plans, or personal concerns without becoming defensive or shutting down. This ability to handle difficult conversations creates stronger, more resilient relationships. Problems get addressed before they become major issues, and both partners feel heard and understood. For younger men who might be used to relationships where problems get avoided until they explode, this mature approach to conflict can be revolutionary. Active listening skills. Authentic communication isn't just about speaking, it's also about listening. Older women have typically developed better listening skills through years of experience in relationships, friendships, and professional settings. They can listen without immediately trying to fix or judge, and they can validate their partner's feelings even when they disagree. This quality of listening makes younger men feel truly heard and understood. In a world where people often listen just to respond rather than to understand, being with someone who truly listens can be incredibly attractive and bonding. The elimination of game playing. Perhaps most importantly, older women have typically moved beyond the game playing that can characterize younger relationships. They don't play hard to get, send mixed messages, or create drama to test their partner's interest. Instead, they communicate their interest, availability, and expectations clearly. This straightforward approach can be incredibly attractive to younger men who might be tired of trying to decode mixed signals or navigate complicated relationship games. The clarity and honesty create a sense of security and trust that allows the relationship to deepen quickly. Evolutionary psychology perspective. From an evolutionary psychology perspective, there are logical reasons why these dynamics create attraction. Humans are drawn to partners who represent resources, stability, and the ability to contribute to successful relationships and potentially successful offspring. The qualities we've discussed: emotional intelligence, confidence, life experience, independence, and authentic communication all represent valuable resources from an evolutionary standpoint. They suggest a partner who can contribute to relationship stability, emotional security, and successful navigation of life's challenges. Neurological aspects of attraction. Neurologically, we know that attraction is heavily influenced by feelings of safety, security, and understanding. The mature qualities that older women possess tend to activate the bonding and attachment systems in the brain. When someone feels understood, supported, and secure, their brain releases oxytocin and other bonding chemicals that create deep attraction and attachment. Social psychology factors. From a social psychology perspective, we're also living in an era where traditional relationship models are being questioned and redefined. Younger men may find the confidence to pursue relationships with older women as society becomes more accepting of diverse relationship structures. Additionally, the qualities that create attraction, emotional maturity, authentic communication, and personal stability are increasingly valued in our culture. As society places more emphasis on emotional intelligence and authentic connection, The qualities that older women possess become even more attractive. So let's recap the 5 psychological secrets that explain why older women create such deep attraction in younger men. First, their advanced emotional intelligence and maturity create relationships based on understanding, stability, and growth rather than drama and uncertainty. Second, their genuine confidence and self-assurance provide security and inspiration, allowing both partners to be authentic and grow together. Third, their life experience and wisdom offer perspective, resilience, and guidance that enrich the relationship and help both partners navigate challenges. Fourth, their independence and stability create partnerships based on choice rather than need, where both people contribute from positions of strength. And fifth, their authentic communication style eliminates games and creates deep intimacy through honest, direct connection. What's important to understand is that these aren't just advantages that older women have because of their age. They're qualities that anyone can develop through intentional personal growth, self-reflection, and life experience. The attraction isn't really about age gaps, it's about maturity, authenticity, and emotional intelligence. Whether you're in an age gap relationship, considering one, or simply interested in creating deeper connections in your own relationships, these insights can be valuable. The qualities that make older women attractive to younger men are the same qualities that create strong, lasting relationships regardless of age. The key is focusing on personal growth, emotional intelligence, authentic communication, and building a life that you're genuinely excited about. When you do that, you naturally become more attractive to others, not because of manipulation or strategy, but because you become someone who has something valuable to offer in a relationship. Love, attraction, and deep connection aren't really about age, they're about the quality of person you are and the depth of connection you can create with another human being. These psychological principles work because they tap into fundamental human needs for understanding, security, growth, and authentic connection. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the psychology behind age gap attraction. If you found these insights valuable, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you experienced or observed these dynamics in relationships? What other psychological factors do you think contribute to deep, lasting attraction? Don't forget to subscribe for more content on relationship psychology, human behavior, and the science behind attraction and connection. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos where we explore the fascinating world of human relationships and psychology. Remember, the goal isn't to manipulate or strategize your way into attraction, it's to become the kind of person who naturally creates deep, meaningful connections with others. Personal growth, emotional intelligence, and authentic communication are valuable regardless of your age or relationship status. Until next time, keep growing, keep connecting, and keep exploring what makes us human.